This is going to be a very, very, very special keynote on the topic, building the future of payments together. I repeat the topic once again for the keynote. This is about building the future of payments together. To do the honors on stage, may I please have the humble honor of calling Mr. Pramod Ganji, founder, CEO, ZRIKA, on stage, please. A big round of applause for Mr. Pramod, please. Thank you so much for being with us over here. My name is Shubhajit. Stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Weber, for the wonderful introduction. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being a part of this session. My name is Pramod Ganji. I'm the CEO and founder of this company called ZRIKA. I'm equal parts humbled and excited to be here talking about something which is quite close to me. Our brainchild, ZRIKA, which is a labor of love, passion, and purpose of a team of highly driven and brilliant individuals. It's fantastic to be here talking about something which is not just changing the future, but already transforming the present. AI-driven banking solutions. Imagine a world where banking is no more about service, it's about an experience. A world where transactions are seamless, payments are intelligent, and every conversation is personalized. A world where technology is not just helping you drive your financial decisions, but they're also driving you. That is what we want to achieve using tech and AI. We want to revisit or revolutionize the way customers and businesses look at banking services using AI and technology. So there are two things that I'm going to do here. Now that I have this opportunity of presenting myself and the company, there are two agendas with which I've come specifically. One is to address some of the questions that I have come across whenever I'm in a very professional setup talking about my company. And second is I'm going to present some innovative solutions that we have come up with, some products which are like industry benchmarks, and some of the AIs that we have actually used in our solutions. So the very first question that almost anybody whom I meet actually asks me, in fact, a lot of people in the audience might also have the same question, is what is the meaning of this brand name called as ZRIKA, right? So that is a question that almost everybody asks me. So ZRIKA was derived from a Sanskrit word called as Shrika. And Shrika in our Hindu tradition is one of the many names of Goddess Lakshmi. And Goddess Lakshmi for us denotes finance and wealth, right? And finance is something that we are actually dealing in on a day-to-day basis. But Goddess Lakshmi is not just about wealth and finance. It is also about abundance, clarity, and prosperity. So these are some of the core values of our company. But then, while we were deciding on the brand name, we also thought that the brand name should also have a Z effect, right? So that's why instead of Shrika, we decided to call it ZRIKA. So the Z in the brand name is it actually denotes zero friction, zoomed in intelligence, and ZRIKA's commitment to the next generation payment infrastructure. So when we were discussing about the brand name internally, I always wanted to come up with a name which is honoring our future, honoring our tradition, but also pointing towards the future. So the brand and the company is rooted in the tradition, but shaped for the future. So that is the whole definition and description of the brand name ZRIKA. So the second question that I generally get is, you've been in the corporate space for almost close to 20 years. You were holding a very, very strong position in one of the companies that you're working with. Then what actually motivated me to start something from scratch, right? The obvious answer is because I feel that I have the ability to do it. And obviously, the other reason is the kind of promising numbers that the industry itself has displayed, right, over a period of time. So if you see, we have crossed almost 3.1 trillion worth of UPI transactions in the year 2024-25. These numbers are anticipated to grow almost 2x to almost 7.2 trillion by 2030-31. As far as the merchant community is concerned, almost 65 million of 65 million of the merchant community are already using UPI as a form factor, and this number is actually going to reach almost 100 million by 2030. So this is something that actually motivates us to start something from scratch. And we've also ensured that we have looked at the future when we are building solutions so that we can take the maximum pie of the market share that a lot of people are anticipating by 2030, right? But we are absolutely excited about the future. And in our opinion, I think it is the collaboration between the banks and the fintech players which is going to make this numbers achievable. So the infrastructure is ready. The demand is also real. What banks need now is speed, scale, and security. And that is where ZRIKA comes in. The reason why we are actually riding on the bank's licenses partnership is because, in my own experience, in fact, a lot of people can agree here, that when a merchant wants to trust on any of the services, they would trust the banks more than any fintech player. If they were given an option of selecting a technology from any aggregator or maybe a tech company versus a bank, they would always opt for a service which is extended by a bank. So this is something that we as tech companies realize, and that is the reason why we feel that this collaboration between the banks and tech companies is going to make this e-commerce or fintech boom in this country, right? So while we see that the numbers are also very, very inspiring, and I mean, the future is also bright, but there are some major roadblocks that we've identified. So in my career of almost 20 years, I've had the opportunity of working with banks for close to 11, 12 years. And in this 11, 12 years of interactions with them, there are some very, very clear roadblocks that we've identified as a company, which I think is something that is actually blocking them. So there is an aspiration, there is an intent at the bank level when it comes to building something for the next generation. But there are some roadblocks that we've actually identified. Like, for example, there is the systems that most of the banks are using. I'm actually not making it a standard for all of them, but most of the banks that we interact with are using a legacy system, legacy core banking systems. So when we ask them for any tech integrations with their core banking, they find it very difficult. Okay, the existing service providers who are powering their core banking do not have the capability of consuming new APIs or maybe doing any sort of new developments which may be the market requirement at this point in time. Plus, there are a lot of regulatory updates, and this challenge, honestly speaking, is one of the most positive challenge that the banks is facing, because as a regulator, the regulator is trying to just make better implementations in the ecosystem, because while we want to grow at a much faster pace, we also realize that we have to grow right? Or else there will be a disruption on the negative side. So the banks also have to keep updated with the newer regulatory requirements. They have to keep updating their systems. There is also a delay in terms of launching anything. Even if the bank have identified an opportunity, but for them to take internal approvals or maybe build it with their existing set of teams, it becomes very, very difficult for them to launch products or services within the expected timelines. Plus, I'm sure a lot of people who are in this ecosystem must also be realizing that there are hardly any FRM solutions, fraud risk management solutions, which has the ability of identifying frauds in real time. Forget about real time, most of the systems that exist in the market today don't even have the ability of identifying fraud by the end of the day. It is only the next day when they are into reconciliation or maybe they are trying to match their systems is when they realize that there is something wrong with the transaction. So these are some of the most common challenges or roadblocks that we've identified across all the banks that we've worked in the past. And considering all of this, what we have done is we have come up with some of the solutions which we feel is the need of the hour, and which can add a lot of value to the entire ecosystem as a whole. So initially, I mean, so this company, by the way, is a 1+ year old company, out of which almost 8 months we had spent only on brainstorming, talking to the banks, understanding what are the pain points, etc. And when we were discussing initially, we had identified almost 15 solutions with which we wanted to get into the market. But but we also realized that launching all the 15 solutions would take a lot of time. And that is when we thought we will drill down to only six solutions, which may be the need of the hour right now. And we came up with these 6 solutions. So the first solution that we have is ZRIKA, which is our merchant acquisition platform. So this solution is extended to merchants directly, and this can also be extended via a bank. So if any bank wants to get into the merchant acquisition business, where they want to offer merchant acquiring solutions, they can use all of the solutions that we have. So we have solutions for merchant onboarding, to reconciliations, to settlement, to fraud and risk management, everything. We have a combination of the entire platform which can do end-to-end, right from merchant onboarding till settlement. But in case if you want to only handpick some specific solutions, like if you want to go for only for KYC solutions or onboarding solutions, you can handpick specific solutions and implement that. The second solution that we have is a ZRIKA, which is our trustee-based escrow solution, trustee-based payout solution, which means that any merchant who is in the B2B space and he wants to make payouts to all his businesses, salaries, his utility bill payments. Today, most of them are using the traditional banking channels. They are logging into their systems, they are using their current account, they are adding beneficiaries, etc. But there is something which is beyond the basic solutions which are available in the market. So that's where we've come up with this solution where we have implemented a lot of features within the payout solution. Like there is a maker checker functionality. We also have some AI and ML based financial decision making that we are implemented, etc., etc. So that's our second solution. The third solution that we have is the ZConnect platform. This is again an extension to the connected banking solution that typically exists in the market. So using this platform, the merchants or the businesses get an ability to manage multiple accounts under the same systems. So assume there is a there's a businessman who has multiple bank accounts, right? Today, in the current situation, he has to log into every individual bank account, check his balances. He has to individually add those beneficiaries in every bank account that he has, and then manage all of those payouts separately. Here you have a situation where you can add all your bank accounts in the same console. You can have balance checks in the same account. You will see the consolidated money that you have as a business. And then you can just add those beneficiaries and make the payouts to them. And while you're making those payouts, there is also functionality where you will be able to have various levels of makers and checkers. And you can also implement a lot of rules in terms of the amount of access that you want to give to your employees, etc. So all in all, this is the connected banking solution that we have. Another solution is the ZRIKA switch solution, by which what we are trying to do is we are extending a switch, a UPI and IMPS switch for any bank who either do not have their own switches or they want to change their existing service provider, right? And the beauty about our switch is that we are not just going to extend our switch, but we are also going to make an orchestrator of other switches in the industry. So typically what happens is today, the switches that most of the banks are using for UPI and IMPS, they are completely dependent on one of the partners with whom they have powered, right? There is no backup. In case if that particular service provider is down, then it impacts their entire transactions. But in our case, we have also created an orchestrator where we are going to integrate multiple other switches on the same platform. So in case if for some reason my system is not able to perform, we'll also be able to seamlessly route those transactions through some other switches. So that is the fourth solution that we have. The fifth solution is the ZRIKA platform, using which we are going to revolutionize the way corporate cards are managed in the country. Honestly speaking, this product is actually under development, but what we intend to do is we are going to change the quality of the card. So you must have seen plastic cards, right? And then the next generation ones that we recently see are metal cards. What we are intending to build is a card which will have an Android screen on it, by which you will be able to do a lot of basic things. Like for example, let's say you are a CXO of a company, you're on a business trip, right? And if you want to toggle between your personal and corporate expense on the same card, you need not have to go into the app. You can do it seamlessly on the same card itself. Some of the other solutions are, I mean, if you want to just check for your top 10 transactions, you can do it on your card itself. So these are some of the groundbreaking solutions that we have actually envisioned, and we are actually working on it. We are trying to identify a vendor who will be able to help us build those kind of cards. So, and plus there are also some use cases that we want to manage with this particular solution under the expense management. So by the way, this card that I actually explained you all is going to be a very, very closed loop, RSVP based, only for the top CXOs of the company. So that's the kind of niche category that we want to create. Just like you have an American Express signature card or some other niche cards, this will also be in association with some bank who is going to come up with some niche category for whom we will be extending these cards. And the last solution is the ZRIKA platform, or maybe it's a business unit, you can say. And this unit we had actually started with years of conversations with the banks that we interacted with, that I interacted with. So within the bank, when it comes to tech implementations, we've realized that there are two types of projects that generally happens, right? There is a large project, which is like at a bank level where they want to completely migrate their CBS or maybe want to implement UPI, etc., right? And then you also have small use cases where you might want to address a specific problem statement. Let's say a merchant comes to you and says that he wants you to customize the reconciliations report, or maybe he wants you to change the checkout page, etc. So anything from the smallest of the projects to the largest of the projects, we will be able to service the banks with the ZRIKA business unit. And while we do so, we also have some ready-made solutions under RegTech, InsurTech, AgriTech, EduTech, etc., which can be very seamlessly implemented without much customizations, because the way we have actually built this solution is by doing an extensive research on specific industries. For example, in education, while we worked in the education segment in terms of extending the payments platform to them, we've realized the smallest of the things that the education institute or a university might require. So all of that is already implemented, and that can be seamlessly managed by us, and we can offer it to our bankers. So as I said in the initial introduction, I'm going to do two things. One was addressing some of the questions that I come up with. And second was doing a demonstration of some of the solutions that we have recently launched, some of the groundbreaking features that we have launched, and how AI actually got implemented. So this is a part of the second agenda, which is demonstration. So the first product that I want to present to you all is a ZConnect platform. And the reason why we are excited about this particular solution is because in our research, we have found that the traditional banking systems have a lot of challenges. Like for example, the systems are fragmented in terms of there are various, for every activity, there is a different system in which they have to refer to, like for settlements, for reports, for everything that they do. The reconciliation is also very manual, because of which it becomes a very costly affair. There is a lot of error-prone activities that can happen because of the manual reconciliation. And it is also a very time-consuming activity. Then when it comes to fraud, as I mentioned to you all earlier, there is no real-time detection of fraudulent activities also. In terms of compliance gaps, because of the incomplete audit trails, there is a high risk of attracting some penalties from RBI also. And poor experience in terms of customer onboarding, merchant onboarding, etc., which because of a lot of delays. And while we have identified all of these challenges, we've decided that we will work on all these challenges and build it within the systems that we're going to build. So this is not just a demo. It's a glimpse into how the future of connected banking looks like. So take a moment, sit back, and enjoy the future of connected banking with me. Audio, Ravina. Audio. Pause it, no, for some time. Pause it. Sorry, guys.
Introducing ZConnect, a next-gen connected banking solution exclusively for banks and merchants.
Getting started is simple. Merchants can sign up with their email or phone number, authenticate with an OTP, and set a secret password.
Once logged in, the intuitive dashboard welcomes you with quick access to key features like bank accounts, collections, disbursements, reports, and more. Your profile, notifications, and settings are in the top right corner. Link multiple bank accounts seamlessly and view a consolidated balance across them for complete financial visibility. Gain actionable insights with automated expense analysis and cost breakdowns, helping you make informed business decisions. Plus, you can discover our tailored cross-sell solutions, offering relevant financial products that align with your business needs, all within a single, unified dashboard. Your profile section is your command center. Update personal details, add your business details, including tax information, and link your current accounts, enable two-factor authentication seamlessly through our connected banking model. Efficiently manage your team by adding members, assigning roles, and customizing permissions. Tailor roles for accounting, operations, or finance, ensuring everyone has the access they need. View your linked current accounts, check balances, and monitor cash flow with interactive graphs. Don't have an account yet? No problem. Our digital account opening journey lets you seamlessly open a new account with our partner banks. Simplify payments with our revenue and expense stream feature. Generate invoices, payment links, QR codes, and even customize payment buttons. For disbursements, make single or bulk payouts. Schedule them for future. Upload vendor bills and generate e-receipts, all with just a few clicks. Download detailed reports like account statements, profit and loss summaries, and tax payments in PDF, Excel, or CSV formats. Integrate seamlessly with popular accounting tools like QuickBooks and Zoho Books for a streamlined workflow. For developers, access API documentation, generate API keys, and set up webhooks for seamless integrations. And if you ever need help, our support team is just a ticket away. ZConnect, powering connected banking for a smarter tomorrow.
So, isn't it amazing? So, that's one of the many things that we are here to build. We are, as I mentioned to you all, we are trying to revolutionize the way everybody looks at banking services. So, the second product that I want to present is one of the favorite products of mine, because while we were building solutions, we realized that if you want to have an edge in the industry, you don't need to build platforms. You need to first take care of the most important aspect, agenda of the industry right now, is how do you tackle risk? Because we can see a lot of promising numbers. UPI is scaling, every form factor is scaling, everybody is becoming tech savvy. I mean, my parents also started doing digital transactions these days. So there is a huge adoption, but with these disruptions happening on the positive side, there is also a lot of negativity that we are attracting in terms of the chargebacks, the risk, the frauds, etc., right? So I'm sure a lot of you all must have also had situations in your family. So a show of hands for me, please, for anybody in this room who has been impacted because of some online frauds or know of someone who's been impacted by online frauds. Right? So that is the level of negativity that we have across in this ecosystem when it comes to digital frauds. So these are some of the numbers, right? So total bank frauds in the year 2024-25 was valued to almost 36,000 crore. Okay, which is almost 3x, okay, of what happened in the last financial year. So this is the level at which the frauds are growing in the country. When it comes to high value frauds also, which is for fraud valuing more than 1 lakh rupees, that has also surged from a 6699 cases to almost 29,000 cases by 2023-24, and the losses are estimated to be about 1.1670 million rupees. So these are some of the numbers which have happened. People have suffered with that kind of volume. So though the UPI volumes are growing, the frauds has also come down. So from 1457 crore in 2023, the fraud ratio has come down for UPI transactions to almost 520 CR. So it's a 2x deduction. But even then, if you look at it, in terms of value, it is still very huge. So that is the reason why we've decided that while we are working on various technologies for merchants, businesses, consumers to make payments or receive payments very seamlessly, our prime agenda is going to be protecting, ensuring that all of these transactions are processed seamlessly. And we are ensuring that we are using AI and ML for identifying any sort of threats and frauds which every transaction might attract. So presenting to you the second solution, which is the ZRIKA Shield solution. Volume.
Management solution designed for today's digital-first banks, businesses, and payment facilitators. It starts right from onboarding. Track total applicants, check their KYC status, and see product-wise onboarding progress, all in a single view. Need to address exceptions? It's simple. Manage KYC issues and monitor pending customer onboardings within the same dashboard. ZRIKA Shield brings every layer of risk intelligence into one clean, powerful dashboard. Spot high-risk transactions, fraud alerts, flagged accounts, and pattern anomalies at a glance across all products and payment instruments like credit card, debit card, savings account, current account, loans, payment, or wallet, and more. Need critical alerts? Risk Intel shows rule-based critical alerts and AI/ML-based critical alerts for fast action. Manage cases smartly from Investigation Center. Track, review, and assign in seconds. Track all risks and stats with the Risk Console, from true positives to detection times. What makes it unstoppable is AI. Handle everything like a pro with AI insights, available in every corner. Get complete access to your web intelligence, fast, focused, and in real time. See how many crawls were initiated, how many succeeded, and how long each one took, instantly. Spot red flags faster with the Crawling Risk Index, and stay alert with the top critical crawls right in front of you. All the signals you need, no noise, no delays. But wait, that's not an end. Create your own personalized space with data customized exactly to what you need. At the core of ZRIKA Shield is an evolving brain built on real-world data, transaction patterns, merchant profiles, and customer behaviors. Start with a powerful library of pre-built battle-tested rules, or create your own with AI or ML models that continuously learn, adapt, and suggest new ones to stay ahead of fraud. Need control? Create or modify your rules to suit your needs. Once your rules are set, create your risk engine by selecting from pre-built rules, applying conditions, setting thresholds, assigning scores, and running tests. No code, No clutter, just intelligence. The risk engine reads actions in real time, spotting anomalies and red flags instantly. Built for scale and tuned for accuracy, always keeping you one step ahead. Every transaction tells a story, and ZRIKA reads it in real time. In just 300 milliseconds, it analyzes key data points and delivers a final risk output with an aggregated score and AI-driven suggestions. It supports both pre-auth to block risky transactions instantly and post-auth flows for refunds after investigation. From a single screen, you can report, reject, can approve, or file an STR with one click. ZRIKA doesn't just block fraud, it helps you understand it. From historical trends and smart summaries to real-time data, you get full visibility into fraud patterns, risk hotspots, and system performance. See which rules trigger most. Spot anomalies by region, merchant type, or channel. Drill down, zoom in, and export your data in the format that works for you. And if you want a custom view, just filter, sort, and export exactly how you want it. Because smarter defense starts with deeper insight. Meet ZRIKA AI, your real-time fraud analyst, built right into the Shield. Ask it anything: why a transaction was blocked, what triggered a rule, how a merchant is trending, or even to generate a report. ZRIKA AI replies instantly with insights, context, and action-ready answers. It learns from every case, evolves with every trend, and keeps your team ahead of every threat. Because with ZRIKA AI, fraud analysis isn't just smarter, it's conversational. Take charge of your risk ops like never before. ZRIKA lets you define roles, set permissions, and map your entire team to the way your business works. Create access controls that mirror your org structure, assign roles to employees, and control who investigates, approves, or escalates. And when cases come in, ZRIKA automatically routes them to the right people, based on role, priority, or workload. It's fast, secure, and built for precision. Because when everyone knows their role, nothing slips through the cracks. ZRIKA, powering connected banking for a smarter tomorrow.
Thank you so much. So I will definitely be wanting to seek feedback from you all one-to-one. I'll be around the entire day, and I'll be happy to discuss more about this. The last thing that I wanted to present to you all is things that we've done on the AI front, right? Show of hands for me for the last time. How many of you all are not using any of the AI tools today? No one, right? So be it your ChatGPT or anything, I mean, subconsciously, consciously, almost everyone, okay, around us is using some of the AI solutions. So AI in fintech is also no longer a futuristic thing, it is foundational. And it also enables a lot of things. Like, for example, it helps us take data-driven decisions. It also helps in personalizations, fraud, etc., etc. So at ZRIKA also, there are some aspects where we have tried to leverage AI and ML. So this last video for you all, where we would want to help you understand how we've used AI across various platform solutions in the platforms that we've built.
Today are made by machines. Not just any machines, intelligent systems that learn, predict, and act faster than humanly possible. At ZRIKA, we're not just adopting AI, we're redefining finance with it. In a world where fraud evolves by the millisecond, where compliance demands precision, and where customers expect perfection, legacy systems fall short. ZRIKA's AI doesn't react, it anticipates. Machine learning models trained on millions of data points detect fraud before it happens. Generative AI transforms onboarding from days to just mere hours. Neural networks optimize routing for zero downtime. Our technology isn't a feature, it's the foundation. Meet ZRIKA, an AI that thinks like a fraudster and outsmarts them. Predictive analytics, real-time decisioning, regulatory-grade compliance, all working silently behind every transaction. This is expense management reimagined. No paper receipts, no manual reconciliation. Performance redefined speed isn't just about processing, it's about accuracy at scale. ZRIKA's AI ensures payments with 0.001% error rates. AML checks that adapt to new threats instantly. APIs so seamless, they feel like magic. We democratize fintech, giving even small-scale banks the same firepower as giants. Imagine a single platform where every financial operation, payments, fraud risk management, reporting and analytics, expenses, fleet and petty cash is unified, intelligent, and self-optimizing. This is finance, upgraded. The question isn't, can AI transform banking? It's, can you afford to wait? Let's build the future together. How many financial decisions today?
So with this, I come to an end of this presentation. And I would like to say a closing statement, which is, we as an organization are absolutely excited about the future of fintech. And I'm sure everyone in the room also realizes the value that fintech players in collaborations with banks can add to the entire ecosystem. So my urge to you all is to let's build the future of fintech together by coming together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause for Mr. Pramod. I'll request you to please be over here in the center. And can we have some nice solo photos of him being clicked? And in the meantime, I'll request Mr. Vaibhav to kindly please give Sir the token of appreciation for being with us over here. And thank you so much. It deserves a bigger round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for that wonderful, insightful session. So thank you so much. Come on, Mumbai. I believe we can do a lot better. On a countdown of 1, 2, and 3. Yes, everybody. See, that's the difference. Super stuff. Thank you so much.